So somebody left a comment on my Backrooms ambient noodle video that I recently posted, and they were asking, could I do kind of a comparison of Backrooms and Ambiotica so that they could see what Backrooms sounded like prior to going through Ambiotica, and then what Ambiotica was doing to it, which is a whole lot. And so I'm going to do that and then kind of dive into Ambiotica and give you a little tutorial, my little take on this crazy, wonderful app. So let's dive into it. So here is Ambiotica, and I have Backrooms loaded up as well. Right here I have my MIDI controller, Arturia Minilab MK3. Love this thing. I may have in a future video a new MIDI controller to test out. Stay tuned for that. And then I have a keyboard or mouse over here so that I can show mouse movements if I need to just to point something out, because you can't really see where my finger is pointing here. So, all right. So let's test out. Here's what Backrooms piano sounds like. And it's got a whole bunch of sounds. Some of them aren't even pitched. They're just like texture, which I think is pretty awesome. I'm going to stay with this little ballerina box. I think it sounds cool. So that'll be the sound that I am processing. And if we go back into Ambiotica here, we have this little question mark. And it kind of shows you what's going on with the graphic, and then all of the little things are explained. So I'll do it in the layman's terms, because sometimes just having someone just kind of explain it over reading it, we got visual people, we got audio people, we all have different learning styles. So you've got your input, and that input is split into a looper, which is tempo sync. Both loopers are tempo synced, but they're not like beat tempo sync. Their rotations are governed by the host tempo, from what I can tell. And so this one's a looper that you can control the length on, and that goes into a granular. But at the same time, that same input signal right here is also going down parallel to this little micro looper, which you can also adjust the time on it, and it's also listening to the clock. And that goes into the tail, which is the reverb. And then you can engage the flux, which will variate the reverb and then send it back into itself for this evolving looper. And then you have this spectra that controls it's got like this resonator. Let me see what it says here. It's the resonator that are tuned, and so that's how much of that resonator is being excited by the incoming audio. And if you are wanting to use that, then I would suggest at least pick somewhere in the ballpark of the key that you are playing in. I'm going to go ahead and adjust mine to C major, because I'm just going to mess around on the white keys today. But that's all the controls. Then you got this event horizon, which is not the mix knob, but it sort of controls how much is being engaged. And as you can see, as I move this, kind of more stars appear. So that's just more things are engaged. And I can go back here and read what it says. The horizon, the counterforce, the drain macro, it brings the feedback down, decay times, chord ring, and regen feedback at the bottom, empties the loop and micro buffers entirely. And so as it's up, it allows things, and then as it's down, it clears it out. And so you can see here it's off. I turn it on and you've got this, it starts rotating. Both of them start rotating. So this is your orbit looper and this is your satellite little mini looper. And you can see how it's going a lot faster. And if I turn the satellite up, you can see it's going really fast. And then as I turn this one up, it goes a lot faster. And also as I turn this up, you can see there's a lot more dots in there. So it's a lot more spaces that can kind of go into, and it's a little bit of, it's not a longer, it's just more that it triggers from what I can tell. So let's, we got that up, and you also notice that one star right there that's a little bit brighter. And you got it on both of them. That's kind of the start point. And so if I wait, let me turn it up so we don't have to wait so long. So I did 4 notes, and you'll wait, and I have everything else turned down. So we should hear 4 notes here in a minute. Yeah, so we're hearing that kind of note, and as it goes around, we're going to hear it again. A little bit quieter. And if we turn this up, see that engaged the satellite, the micro looper. And so now that it's came back around, it's engaging the regular looper. And just think about them as a like a rolling tape machine. So it's rolling. You're adjusting the speed and the size of it with this knob. But it's always listening. So anything you play through it, it's always going to be listening. And the same thing with this little micro one. So then you bring in this constellate. This is the granular. And so this is going to put the grains in there. And then it's also going to do some pitch as well. So you can start hearing the little bits out and about. And then if I turn the tail up, that's going to be the reverb. And if we want to add in some of that harmonic resonator stuff with the spectra, you can see these lines coming across. And so as you can see so far, it's really not changed the sound. I mean, it's doing its thing, but it's not like this sound is still the sound. It's just, manipulating it. So whatever you feed into it, you're going to get that character of that sound, which I think is really, really nice. And so let's bring that back up. And then I'm going to start engaging the flux here. And you can see, I thought that was really cool when I noticed this. Because it's, when you do the flux, it starts feeding back into itself, right? And so then you can kind of see these little dots shooting back into the constellate. And that's what it's doing. It's kind of regenerating itself. You know, and it is slowly reintroducing its own little harmonic resonator, exciters. It's just, it'll go on for a long time. And then this gravity, when you start engaging it, it just does. I feel like it's kind of like everything's going into this just mesh of black wholeness. And so it just sounds so good. And so you can increase that. So I'll show you here. You see how fast that one orbit circle is moving right here. I want to reduce the tempo. And you can see it's kind of, we're getting some breaks in the tape where, because everything is slowed down and we didn't have that part of that buffer filled up. And so and then one last thing that you can do is this dilation. Watch everything. When I engage it, is going to, it's going to turn. It's going to reverse. And you can hear, even though I've switched patches, because those other sounds are still feeding back from the ballerina box, it's still feeding back. And you can see as you take that horizon down, it kind of clears everything out. You can bring it back up. I switched keys. I'm in D major now. that was just a few notes. So yeah, in the video, I also had black hole. And then I had crustacean. So now, if we go back to that ballerina box with everything kind of maxed out like this. And then if we go back to that little pad, leaving this playing. And obviously you can lessen some of that so it's not make the loops longer, not as much tail. Maybe you don't want the harmonics in there, but you want the fluctuation. And if I just take this completely out, so you start with a nice sound already. And then you just expand on it. Alright, well this has been fun for me to kind of explore this app. Make sure that you do check out this help. It does have a lot of words, and they were helpful for me. They might be helpful for other people. And then sometimes I know that I've read things and I'm just like, I've read it, but I have no clue what it even means. And so I figured I would explain to my best ability kind of how the app flows from what I have experienced messing with this thing. And then, just kind of give you a before and after on what it can do. And it can do so much, especially when you pair it with some of this Eventide or some of these other awesome reverbs and stuff. And when you add just some little bit of distortion there, and you distort the whole reverb, it just creates this nice wall of goodness. And so thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful and useful and you get something out of it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the little bell icon, and I will talk to you in the next one.